This is ChainMind, the decentralized AI network built for everyone. Just search ChainMind on Google, sign up, download the app, and you're in. That's it. You've joined the network. Run it on any device, phone, laptop, or server. Why ChainMind? Fully decentralized, fully yours.
When you hear smart litter box, you probably picture a sleek gadget that scoops the mess and flashes a green light when the bin is full. What if I told you that the next generation of those devices could actually warn you about a hidden urinary infection before your cat even shows a symptom? That quiet guardian lives at the intersection of pet health and a brand new kind of artificial intelligence, decentralized AI. The first wave of automated litter boxes arrived as a simple convenience. Weight sensors, motion detectors, and a basic processor kept track of how often a cat entered, how long it stayed, and whether the litter clumped as expected. Manufacturers added cloud connectivity, so the box could tell you, "Hey, the litter is low," or, "Your cat visited 3 times in the last hour." Those alerts were useful, but they also introduced a hidden cost. Every tiny data point about your feline's bathroom habits was sent to a central server, stored in a data lake, and processed by a monolithic AI model owned by a corporation. In the world of pet care, that model is beginning to feel outdated for 3 reasons: privacy, latency, and expense, and that's where decentralized AI steps in. First, let's explore why the current cloud-centric approach is fragile. Imagine a cat with early-stage feline lower urinary tract disease, a condition that can turn fatal if caught too late. Early detection hinges on subtle changes: a slight increase in the frequency of visits, a marginally longer stay on the tray, or a faint shift in the ammonia odor profile. A cloud-based model can spot those patterns, but only after the data has traveled across the internet, been queued, and finally processed on a distant server. If your home Wi-Fi is congested or your ISP throttles traffic, the alert could be delayed by seconds, or worse, minutes, while the disease progresses. Moreover, every transmission is a potential entry point for hackers. A breach that exposed millions of pet health logs would be as alarming as any data leak in finance or healthcare, yet it rarely makes headlines. Finally, the per-inference fees that cloud providers charge add up quickly. A household with 2 cats, each using the box dozens of times a day, can see a monthly bill climb beyond what most owners are willing to pay for a smart feature. Enter decentralized AI inference networks like ChainMind, which flip the model on its head. Instead of sending raw sensor data to a single, centralized server, the litter box does most of the heavy lifting locally. A tiny machine learning model running on the device extracts a concise feature vector, a 20-dimensional snapshot of weight curves, motion timestamps, and odor readings every few minutes. That vector is encrypted and broadcast to a peer-to-peer network of volunteer compute nodes. Those nodes, which might be idle home PCs, small servers, or even edge devices in nearby homes, run the full health prediction model, validate each other's calculations with cryptographic proofs, and return a confidence score and recommendation. The raw data never leaves the box. Only the encrypted feature vector and a proof of computation travel across the network. The result is privacy by design, near-zero latency, and a cost structure that reflects actual compute usage instead of a flat per-call charge. Why does this matter specifically for pet tech right now? The answer lies in the stakes of early diagnosis. Feline lower urinary tract disease, kidney failure, and stress-related disorders all manifest first in the bathroom. If a decentralized model can flag a 5% increase in visit frequency combined with a subtle rise in ammonia concentration, an owner can be prompted to increase water intake or schedule a vet appointment before the condition escalates. Because the data never leaves the home, owners can be confident that their cat's intimate habits aren't being mined for advertising or sold to third parties. The blockchain-backed ledger that records each inference also gives a tamper-proof audit trail if a vet asks for proof that an alert was generated on a specific date. The owner can produce a signed entry that no one can alter. Let's walk through a concrete architecture that could power such a device. The sensor suite starts with load cells that measure the cat's weight each time it steps onto the platform, infrared motion detectors that timestamp entry and exit, and a low-cost metal oxide gas sensor that samples ammonia levels in the litter. All of these inputs feed into an ARM Cortex-M microcontroller equipped with a tiny neural processing unit. The on-device model, perhaps a 10 megabyte TensorFlow Lite network, compresses the raw stream into a feature vector every 5 minutes. That vector is then handed off to a Wi-Fi module that encrypts it with the device's private key and pushes it to Chainmine's API. On the network side, a swarm of nodes holds the full health prediction model, a 50 megabyte deep neural net trained on anonymized data from thousands of cats. Each node runs the inference, generates a zero-knowledge proof that it performed the computation correctly, and sends back a signed result. The litter box receives the confidence score, stores it locally, and updates the mobile app in real time. The app shows a dashboard of trends, average daily visits, weight fluctuations, odor index, and highlights any out-of-range readings with actionable advice, such as offer fresh water or contact your veterinarian within 48 hours. The power of this design isn't just in the inference step, it also reshapes how the model itself learns and improves. Traditional AI pipelines rely on centralized data collection. Owners opt in, their logs are aggregated in a corporate cloud, and engineers retrain the model on that massive dataset. Decentralized learning replaces that with federated learning. Each litter box keeps a local copy of the model, trains it on its own cat's data, and periodically sends only the weight updates, known as gradients, to the network. Those gradients are encrypted, aggregated, and used to refine a global model without ever exposing raw sensor data. To encourage owners to contribute these updates, Chainmine's token economics can reward participants with micro-tokens that translate into discounts on future pet tech accessories or premium health reports. The result is a virtuous cycle. Higher quality data leads to a more accurate model, which in turn delivers better alerts, which makes owners more willing to share their updates. From a business perspective, this shift is a game changer for manufacturers. First, the reduction in cloud spend is immediate. Instead of paying $0.001 per inference to a major provider, the company pays a fraction of that in microtransactions to the Chainmine network, often using idle compute that would otherwise be wasted. Second, privacy-first design aligns with tightening regulations like GDPR and CCPA. When data never leaves the device, compliance becomes a matter of ensuring proper encryption and key management, rather than negotiating complex cross-border data transfers. Third, the decentralized model opens new revenue streams. Companies can offer tiered subscriptions, basic alerts for free, advanced health analytics for a monthly fee, while keeping the underlying infrastructure costs low. Finally, the transparency of a blockchain-backed ledger builds trust. When a pet owner sees that each alert is signed and immutable, they are more likely to view the device as a health partner rather than a black box gadget. But here's the part most people get wrong. They think a decentralized network is slower or less reliable than a big cloud provider. In reality, Chainmine's reputation system works much like proof of stake in blockchain ecosystems. Nodes earn reputation by consistently delivering correct proofs, and the network automatically selects high reputation nodes for each inference request. Because the nodes are geographically distributed, the data often travels only a few hops before reaching a compute partner, cutting round-trip latency from seconds to under 100 milliseconds. Energy consumption is also a mythic concern. Edge inference on the litter box consumes only a few milliwatts, and the network's compute nodes are typically underutilized machines, gaming rigs, home servers, or idle cloud instances that would otherwise sit idle. By tapping into that spare capacity, the overall energy footprint can be lower than that of a massive, centralized data center that must stay powered 24/7 regardless of load. Looking ahead, the smart litter box is just the opening act of a broader pet health ecosystem. Imagine a collar that monitors heart rate and activity, a feeding bowl that tracks portion size and food composition, and a water dispenser that measures intake. Each of these devices could generate encrypted feature vectors and feed them into the same decentralized inference layer. The model would then have a holistic view of the cat's physiology, correlating hydration levels, activity patterns, and waste output to produce a comprehensive health score. It could suggest dietary adjustments, predict stress episodes, or even alert owners to early signs of chronic kidney disease before any lab test is needed. Because ChainMind's architecture standardizes data interchange through signed protobuf messages, third-party developers can plug in new sensors without rewriting the whole inference pipeline. The result is a modular, interoperable network of pet tech devices that collectively act as a silent, privacy-preserving veterinarian. In summary, decentralized AI inference offers a concrete pathway to transform pet care from reactive cleaning to proactive health management. It solves the three biggest pain points of current cloud-based solutions: privacy breaches, latency delays, and escalating costs, while unlocking new possibilities for continuous learning and cross-device collaboration. For manufacturers, early adoption means lower operating expenses, regulatory peace of mind, and a compelling brand narrative built on trust and innovation. For cat owners, it means a litter box that does more than scoop. It becomes a vigilant guardian that watches over their feline's well-being without ever compromising personal data. If you're a pet tech developer, a forward-thinking manufacturer, or simply a cat lover who wants the best for your whiskered companion, the future is waiting in the decentralized AI network we call ChainMind. Join us as we build a world where every meow, purr, and litter visit contributes to a smarter, safer, and more private pet health ecosystem. Follow ChainMind, stay tuned for the latest updates, and be part of the movement that's turning ordinary pet gadgets into intelligent health partners, one encrypted feature vector at a time.